Doesn't look like Trump cares so much what they think. Here to give his thoughts, the chairman of FAIRtax.org, Stephen Hayes. Stephen, good to see you. Thanks for being with us today.
Dr. Gina, good to see you.
Now, Stephen, Trump tweeted something similar to GM earlier this week, and now he's tweeted this to Toyota. Do you think this is a good and effective way to get automakers to manufacture cars in the U.S.? Seems to be working so far, but is there a concern there?
There's a real concern because we're not addressing the real problems that create the interest in these companies going some other places. We have got to fix that. And the way we fix it is by changing the tax system. And there is a provision that the Ways and Means Committee has proposed, which would make it more border adjustable, meaning that instead of penalizing, as we do under the current tax code, we need a system that's like all of our other trading partners, Dr. Gina, where we actually reward our companies that make exports. And we, instead of rewarding the imports that put Americans out of jobs and take them overseas, we will put a tax on those companies when they bring their products in the United States. Mm-hmm. That's what all of our trading partners do. That would immediately change all of the math in terms of the way that companies operate, because right now we're giving them incentives to produce products overseas and bring them in the United States.
Well, and we're taxing our companies at such a high rate. I think more than 38% corporate tax, highest in the world. That's something else that needs to change, right?
Absolutely. And the FAIRtax is a 23% retail sales tax. So our companies would no longer have to carry the cost of the U.S. government when they do exports. When you have a product, it's manufactured in a country with a VAT, which is almost all of our trading partners, they give back the tax. Maybe it's 20%. They give it back at the border, so it comes over here 20% cheaper. And when it gets here, we don't tax it. Under the FAIRtax or a value-added tax, they're just calculated differently, what would happen is our exports would not carry the cost of U.S. government, say 23%, but the imports would be subject to the 23% tax. So we're starting to level the playing field. And the great thing about it is we're not getting into a trade war because, Dr. Gina, everybody else is doing this and has been doing it for 40 years. So all we're doing is getting current with the present economic system around the world. Mm-hmm. They can't really, well, they're going to object to that because so far they've had a great time taking
Right. It's been a party for them.
Yeah. But it's going to change if we look at getting really into the 21st century with a system that doesn't encourage imports to put U.S. workers out of jobs and move U.S. jobs overseas.